Coach, just your general thoughts on the game tonight.
Well, I think it was kind of a tale of two halves, Matt. In the first half, we did a good job of attacking their zone. We did such a good job of attacking it that they got out of it. And whenever they got out of it, it was probably bad for us because they really got physical with us, and they kind of manhandled us the first half. They got their hands on a lot of balls. We were dribbling it too much. They just really got in us. We were on our heels and much tougher than we were. Got the ball inside, got second chance shots, just about everything you can imagine. And we challenged our guys in the second half to have a better half, to be a little tougher. And I thought we did a much better job. Travis Timmons, in particular, he went from probably his worst half to his best half all year, and showed a lot of grit in really pushing the ball down the floor. In the first half, he wasn't pushing it, and then they were just swallowing him up at the half court. The second half, he pushed it down, which gave him a little bit of momentum going to the basket, too. And then we did a much better job of pounding the ball inside.
It was a very physical game. What kind of things do you do in a game like that to address that? They weren't calling a lot of fouls early, and I mean, even when they started calling fouls, it put you guys they shot 3 times as many free throws. I mean, how do you address that? How do you sort of change things?
Well, what happens a lot of times that calls go to the team that's the most physical, the most aggressive. In the first half, that's what happened, and what happens as players is you get there and you get on your heels and you're complaining that you're getting bumped around while that team's continuing to bump you even more, and they're knocking you off balance. And when you're off balance, you can't play the game, whether you're on offense or defense. In the second half, we wanted to push the ball down the floor more, and we told our post guys, we got to get the ball inside. We have to post up stronger, and we've got to pound it in. And we did a much better job of getting it into the paint. And we still didn't go to the free throw line a whole lot, but we did a better job of attacking the basket.
Talk a little bit about your defense on Corey Forge. He averages 22 a game. He's leading or near the top of the conference in scoring. You held him to single digits in this game. How did you guys address that?
Well, I don't know that we did it. They did it. I'm not sure really who did it. Corey's such a good player. He's a great jump shooter, and he's got unbelievable range. When he catches the ball, we tried to be there on the catch with him as much as we could, and I thought we did a pretty good job. He didn't play a lot in the first half, but then the other kid came off the bench, and I can't say Ramon, number 12, and has not been shooting the ball well for them, but has been shooting a lot for them. A lot of threes. I think he was 2 for 11 against East Central, so you know he can shoot it. And we told our guys that, but we stood off of him and just kind of watched him torch us in the first half.
Talk a little bit about the final 5 or 6 minutes or so where you really sort of turned up the pressure offensively. You talked a little bit earlier about being aggressive, but you went into the post. You got a couple of and ones with Coley. You got another one with Mateus, I believe. Just talk a little bit about the way you guys sort of changed your plan of attack.
Well, when Quentin Threadgill came in and just did an outstanding job for us. I mean, he hit the big 3-pointer, but then what he really did well is he gave us energy, and he did a very good job of getting the ball inside. I mean, he threw the ball over the top the one time to Steve and got a basket. Travis made a great pass over the top of their defense, and our guys really started concentrating on pounding the ball into the post. And when that happens, it opens up things on the perimeter, because our post players can score the ball, and they're good passers. They're not selfish guys in there that if you throw it into them, they'll kick the ball back out. When we did that, it's funny, a lot of coaches will say, hey, if you get out and you play hard defense, then your offense will come. Quit worrying about that. Well, that's coach speak. Truth of the matter is, you make shots, it makes you play defense a little harder. And we made some shots is what ended up happening. And then, there was the one play that was going out of bounds, and the only guy in the gym that could have got it was Mateus, as long as he is. And he gets it, saves it to Travis, he advances it to Quentin. Quentin, I don't know how he did it, but he must have thought he had a Hayworth flashback the way he scored the basket in transition.
That'll work.